Hello, I'm Paul with an FM with USXpress.
I'm Andre. I'm a contractor here at USXpress.
And what we want to do is make a series of videos to help other owner operators with info we hope will increase their chance for success and make the day to day go a little bit easier. We will cover tips, tricks, and tech that helps us and you uh, get to driving more. And first thing we would like to cover is, of course, safety. Right now, it's the third quarter safety campaign, and it's about speed limits. And we want to make sure that everybody's looking at the speed limit signs. And this time of year, you're looking at school zones. Make sure you're looking out for buses with their lights open and or their stop sign open, and other school zones. Have you seen a lot of school zones lately?
Yeah, when you get inside of the city limits and you go on your deliveries, you will interact with the cars more. So you definitely want to be on the lookout for that. And another thing that's going on in the campaign of safety this quarter is also wearing your safety belt, which we all know is the law. And the bottom line is, U.S. Express wants you safe, wants you to be able to go back home to your loved ones.
All right. And the second thing we would like to cover is the new updated Express mobile app. It now lets you send messages while stopped directly through the driver text system to your fleet manager. Using that message system helps you and helps us as a fleet manager to keep the phone call volume down, because the phone calls we can take one at a time. The message system we can answer 5, 10, 15 at a time. So it kind of helps out with you getting the info you need. Um,
I think that the app, first of all, is a great app. Also, by adding the messaging feature to the app, took it from a great app to an absolutely wonderful app. And that when you're at home and you might be on your break and your FM wants to contact you or send you some load info and give you some information on it through a message, and you're sitting at home, now you don't have to get up and run out to your truck. You can just have the app downloaded to your phone. And by getting an alert, you will know that he's trying to contact you, in which you can contact your FM right back through a message within that app. So the app is very helpful. If you don't have it, you should really download it.
Good deal. And along the safety lines, safety message part of it, we want to be sure to let you know about the safety message number, which is 800 453 7342. So go ahead and give that a call. The fourth thing we want to cover is fuel. It's called fuel for the load. A lot of drivers like to fill the tanks up, and they don't think about when they get down the road they may break down, and now they've got a full tank of fuel and having to pay that whole fuel and not getting any miles off that load. Uh, what experience do
My
you have?
my advice to any driver: when you are fuel according to the load, you will see a big difference in your revenue. If you have a 700-mile load, you don't want to go and put a tank of fuel on for a 700-mile load. A method that I use, I take my trucks get 6.1 miles to the gallon. So I take 6 and divide it into the number of miles at which I'm driving for that particular load. And the number that it yields is the amount of gallons at which I will put into my truck. Plus, I normally add about 10 gallons to it to where I can have fuel to leave, or if any other emergency might occur that I might need additional fuel while I'm at that constant need. Another thing to remember is that, as Paul stated, even though you might see a fuel price that's a cheap fuel price and you going through a tank of fuel on, well, when you look at the numbers for that particular load, you're on a negative side of that number because you bought too much fuel on that particular load if it's a small load. Well, that negative amount is going to carry over to the next trip, making the next trip a little shorter. And which, despite the fact that you might have bought a tank of fuel, pretty 9 times out of 10 you're gonna have to add fuel again for the next trip. So you're losing money in my opinion, by doing that method. I think you should fuel according to the load that you run, according to the amount of miles that you run. I think in business, I think that what we fail to realize that we are running a business, and you have to think business minded. So, with that being said, once again, when it comes down to that load, fuel for that particular load, and you will see a difference in your revenue.
Yeah, and I've heard it from drivers, say, well, the system gave me a message to fuel at this location, so they get fuel.
That's another thing. The system's going to generate fuel stops. Well, that's what the system does. But you have to fuel according to what you need. Now, another app at which I use is called a DAT, DAT, DAT Trucker Service. And the reason I use a DAT is that I could put up all the truck stops within several miles around me, and I would get the fuel prices at all these different truck stops. So I would just maximize my fuel economy by, first of all, spending less I can at the pump, but making sure I have enough fuel to take care of my run and finish and complete my load. So that's another helpful app, that trucker service app.
That's fantastic. Um, Also, what we want to cover for another portion of it is ETA and PTA. ETA is estimated time of arrival, and PTA is projected time of availability. And it gets confusing, because a lot of drivers think that ETA is actually a PTA and letting us know what time they're going to be ready when they get there. With some of the way the system is, we go back in the history and look in your macro 3 and look for your ETA and go let the planners know based off of that what time you plan to be there. So it's always best to use the ETA in your macro 3 to give us accurate time of when you plan to be there. Uh,
And guys, let me take this a step further. I'm gonna give an example. If you have a load that you're gonna pick up at 6 a.m. on the 21st, and it's showing that it delivers at 6 a.m. on the 24th, but it's only 600 miles, so you could be there actually 6 a.m. on the 22nd. You're on your ETA. You want to give your FM the most accurate time of which you could be there. You don't want to look at that load and say, "Well, I got plenty of time running, so I got 3 days." Well, 3 days is going to reflect on your paycheck. 3 days is going to reflect on your next load, and at the end of the week, you're going to find that you burnt your whole week up on 2 loads at which you could have delivered early, and let your FM work out the difference. Meaning that you give him an estimated time in which you would be there. Your FM at that time will get in touch with CSR, see about possibly delivering early, or maybe dropping the load at a closer location and getting you onto your next load to keep your wheels rolling and keep you earning money. So you want to give the best ETA as possible, estimated time of arrival. You want to factor in stops. You want to factor in breaks. You want to might add a little time in for maybe traffic situation. And if you are involved in a traffic situation or find yourself at a standstill due to another traffic situation, contact your FM. Let them know at that point to work you to adjust your time as far as your time of arrival, and he will work that out. As far as your PTA concerned, which is your projected time of availability, you're basically telling him, okay, I'll be ready. Go back to the example I made about the load. You gave an ETA of saying that I'll make it there at 6 a.m. on the 22nd. And you're going to put a projected time, your PTA in, is saying that you might want to say an hour from that, give yourself time to unload or whatever. So you might want to say, my PTA would be, I deliver at 6, my PTA would be 7 o'clock. They might give you time to unload, take a little break. Or at that time, your FM will know that, okay, this truck will be ready at 7 o'clock. He's going to start looking for your next load to get you going again. So your ETA and PTA are two very important factors to keep you going down the road.
Absolutely. And so just let us know, and we'll get. Basically, you're putting it on us, especially if you're running late and you're taking it off yourself, and that works wonders for us because we want you to be out there, be safe for one, and not driving, thinking, oh my goodness, I'm going to be late, so you're driving faster, or you might take a curve a little sharper than you should, and we don't need that happening. Just let us know that you're not going to be there, and let us know what time you are going to be there. So if you stop, send a message and say, I'm not going to be able to make that ETA any longer, and here is my new ETA. Maybe let us know what's going on and why. Also, if there has to be a repower, let us know the location you stop at, whether it's a Love's truck stop, whether it's Pilot, or whether it's a Walmart, and give us the exit number and the interstate number. That'll save a lot of confusion there.
I would like to add also, when you call in and speak with your FM, kind of keep in mind we all have a hectic job and we all get frustrated. Your FM, we as drivers, everybody that has anything to do with the company as a whole has a stressful job. When you call in and dealing with your FM, remember one thing: you're a businessman now. Being a contractor means that you're a businessman. You have to operate your business as a business. And look at your FM as your supplier. And if you run a business and you call your supplier ranting and raving and carrying on, 9 times out of 10, that supplier is not going to be there for you anymore. So what I'm basically saying to you is not saying that your FM won't be there for you anymore, but you have to take this in consideration. He deals with a lot of different people on a daily basis. So the job can be frustration and the job can be challenging. So when you call in and you're talking with him, just kind of keep that in mind and trust and believe me, when you're going in with a positive attitude, positive things going to come from it. And if you're having problems also with your truck and you got to deal with your FM, and let your FM help you maneuver through what steps you have to take to get that taken care of as well. And yet you come to find that your FM is a very helpful person.
And well, what if you are getting that FM that's kind of crazy and not it? What do you do?
If you are finding yourself in a situation to where, despite your positive attitude towards your FM, but you're not just getting feedback at what you feel that you should be getting, the proper thing at that point too is go to your FM supervisor. Everybody has a boss. Go
Yes.
to his supervisor
Yes.
and try to resolve your issues through his supervisor, and you will get your issues resolved. Trust and believe. So your next step from that point, not to argue with him, not to fuss with him, just call, ask for his boss, and they will put you to his boss, and his boss will take care of whatever problem you're having. I'm a testament to that. So that's what you want to do. You don't want to get into a shout match with him or who the toughest guy. Just hey, no problem. I'll talk to you later. Call back, ask for his supervisor, and take it to the next step.
Yeah, and there here at USXpress, we're called FMs, and our bosses are called fleet owners. So the fleet owner will help you out tremendously. Um, so if you have any problems, just get in touch with them, or with your if you're having problems with your FM, get in touch with them for sure. Um, now, if you have any questions or you want to get in touch with us, Andre's helping a lot of drivers out personally by talking to them on the phone. Give them a call, or they can give him a call. Now, we're not going to give his number out on this video.
But what you
But
could do, you could contact your FM, and your
mhm.
FM can get you in contact with me. And I will work with you as much as possible, and we'll do whatever we need to do together to resolve whatever issues you're having. So before you get frustrated and get upset and say, no, I'm going to quit or whatever, first try to resolve your issues. That's the first step I would tell you. Resolve your issues first. Don't take the step to be an owner operator and then not go all the way through with it, because nothing's going to be easy. Nothing's going to be silver lining. It's work involved in being a business owner, period. The truck is mechanical. I understand it's going to break down one day. Just got to prepare yourself properly for it. And those are things that we'll go over if you need my help.
Yeah, and we're going to cover more videos. We're going to try to do more videos, at least cover 5 things. So this is pretty new for us, and it'll be new for you. Forgive us for maybe video quality or maybe goofiness a little bit. So hopefully things will work out for you this week, and y'all have a good one.